All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Coffee with Community Services. Today is October 11th. My name is Jordan Eller, and I'm the Specialized Services and Supports Manager here in our Community Services Department. So as normal, we'll start out with some introductions so that you guys can see who from Alta is on. And then Helen Neary, one of our other community services managers, she's got a couple new staff. So we're going to have her introduce her new staff after I go through our normal intros here. So I see that Michelle Duchesne is on and Helen Neary. They are both community services managers. Good morning. And Alejandra and Jessica, also from our community services department. Good morning. I see Miss Megan Qualick. She is our agency's forensic specialist. And good morning to Denise Hopkins. She is in CSS overseeing some of our residential. And Miss Michelle Johnson, good morning. She is our Director of Client Services. And Miss Camelia Houston, good morning, our Director of Intake and Clinical. And good morning to Ethan, also in Helen's unit in Community Services. And good morning to Michael, our Deaf and Hard of Hearing Specialist. We'll be hearing from him today. And good morning to Hubert. He is our Emergency Response Coordinator, and he's going to share some stuff with us today as well. And good morning to Shauna, Community Services Specialist. And Tom, good morning, Tom. And I see that Beverly and Jaslyn are on, both from Helen's team. Good morning from Community Services. And Alicia, one of our HCBS specialists. Good morning. And Yvette Beltran, good morning. And Jason Scantleberry is on. He's one of our lead community services specialists. And from my team, I also see Linda White. She's a vendor coordinator. Good morning to Linda and to Christy Schaefer and to Courtney Cornelson, also on my team in specialized services. Good morning to Marty, also on our HCBS QA team here in community services. And Rihanna and Rhonda Phillips. Rhonda is our housing specialist. Good morning to Rhonda. And there's might be a few other folks on, but some folks don't have on their camera. So I'm going to turn it over to Helen to introduce a couple of her new staff in her department.
Thank you, Jordan. Yes, I am happy to announce that I hired two new staff. Mason Yelton is going to handle early start services, and then Maria Rico, our new vendor coordinator for my unit. And I am going to turn it over to them to talk more about their roles and their background. So we'll start with Mason. Mason?
Hi, everyone. My name is Mason, and I will be working at the Sacramento location as a community service specialist. I'm a recent grad, so I don't really have a ton of experience, but I'm super excited to learn more about the role and meet more of you.
Welcome, Mason. Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, I'll go next. Hello, everyone. My name is Maria Rico. I am the new vendor coordinator under Helen's unit. And a bit about my background is I used to work as a OA for the intake and clinical department for a little over a year. And then I transitioned over here to community services, and I'm excited to learn more about the role and more about my teams.
Thank you so much, Maria. Welcome, you guys. We're very fortunate to have a great team in community services. So thank you, folks. So next on the agenda, we're going to have Michael Mercado do our sign of the week in Deaf Culture 101. Michael, I am going to spotlight you for everyone. Then you can set up your setup too.
All right, everybody, good morning. So are we ready for the 3 signs of the week? I got 3 words for you today. We have pumpkin, scary. As you know, it's related to Halloween. Folks are very excited about Halloween coming up, so I thought I would go ahead and start with a few of these signs. So for pumpkin, use your dominant hand to do the flicking part of your non-dominant hand. So you're making the shape of a pumpkin and you're flicking it with your dominant hand. So you kind of do it fast and twice. Pumpkin. Very good, everyone. And scared or scary. That one's easy, just like that. But you got to have the facial expression to match the sign. You have to look scared. So there's scared and scary. Now, ghost is the third one. There's different ways you can sign this, but this is the one that I choose to sign like this, ghost. All right, excellent. So with those three words, are we ready? We have pumpkin, scary, Halloween. Oh wait, no, that was last week. Ghost. Okay, great job, everyone. Okay, so now for Deaf Culture 101. We're bridging two groups here. And while we do that, I think we want to focus on why is it important for deaf children to have their parents know sign language. 90 to 95% of deaf children are born to hearing parents. And about 90% of those deaf children, their parents do not know ASL or any form of sign language. That the impact of not knowing ASL, we're going to compare these two groups here. There's going to be the parents who know ASL and the parents who don't know ASL. For the parents who do not know ASL, those deaf children are not typically learning ASL and they are facing challenges, barriers, and struggles such as access to language, language deprivation, a delayed development of language, learning how to communicate and socialize and develop the social skills is at risk, and then the overall wellness decreases due to these barriers in communication. Now, for the parents who know ASL, they typically are modeling the language for their deaf child, and the deaf child as early as infancy has access to a language and they are able to develop much stronger language skills, more critical thinking skills, and improved social and communication skills, whether it be with friends and family. So they also have a close relationship with friends and family, which therefore impacts their success academically. For me, I was born deaf. I have three siblings. Third of three kids. No, three siblings. I'm the third. And then 1 second for the interpreter. So of four children, I'm the third, and three are deaf. No, I'm sorry. The interpreter was wrong. So the two oldest are hearing. I was the third, and I'm deaf. And my other sibling is deaf as well. There was someone who had suggested to my parents to learn ASL and for my hearing siblings to learn ASL as well, which they did, which therefore increased my ability to communicate with them, to bond with them, to argue, to bicker, and develop that relationship. When I would go to other deaf friends' houses, I would go in and notice that their parents don't know sign. There's no communication. Everything's just pointing and gesturing. And I really empathized with that challenge. One of the speech therapists, many deaf children go to speech therapy. So on the note of speech therapy, that is more for helping communication in the hearing world. It can help with, speaking, language, receptive skills, and lip reading, especially for children who have a hearing aid or cochlear implant. However, statistics show that only 30 to 40% will actually continue speech therapy and begin and voice for themselves. The remainder stop using speech therapy and prefer not to speak and instead use ASL, meaning there's a higher percentage of deaf children who grow up not continuing with speech therapy. While speech is important, it's just noteworthy that the higher percent prefer to focus on their preferred ASL as their language. ASL is a natural and complete language, and providing that language to deaf children will allow them to communicate, express themselves, and develop relationships with friends, family, their peers. And the benefit of ASL is also that the language development and social skills can't be emphasized enough in terms of the success, the opportunities for growth, and relationship development with that communication. For those who do speech therapy and ASL together, that does also support the development of language. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Michael. Really appreciate that. If anybody has any questions, you're welcome to ask them now or put them in the chat. And I see we have some stuff in the chat. All right. Michael put his stuff in the chat. Okay.
I'm sorry, I just got one more thing to add. So yeah, any words or signs that you would like for this month's sign of the week? If you're preferring more Halloween related stuff, whatever it is, please feel free to drop it in the chat for me and I'll add it to the list.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Michael. So next I would like to introduce Brett Winters. He is going to be our next vendor spotlight. He is from Game U. And I will also spotlight you, Brett, so everyone's got a good view of you.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
Yes, absolutely. Welcome.
Michael, that was awesome, by the way. I just learned my first 3 signs. Amazing. Thank you for that. That was really cool. And Jordan, thank you so much. And everyone involved with the Alta Regional Center for supporting our program and giving us the opportunity here to present to everyone. Again, as Jordan said, my name is Brett Winters. I'm the Director of Enrollment Services for Game U. And one of the things that we always convey is that we want to be a resource for individuals in the community that are interested in learning the kind of technology that we teach. So without further ado, please, I will share my presentation.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we are
right.
seeing that. Well, thank you.
Wonderful. And you see our little blink, little leader of our company there. Again, our company is called Game U, and we are a very unique company. We teach individuals of all ages and all abilities how to make their own video games. As a father of 2 daughters who are gamers, not play them, truly make them, because as we know, there's plenty of gamers out there that are playing video games, and our program is designed to use video games as a vehicle to teach our students. And we're teaching them all aspects of game design. Coding and programming is one that everyone always thinks of. And then the arts, animation, 3D modeling, creative story writing, and much more. Our classes are taught in a one-to-one live setting, just like we're doing here today via Zoom. It's 1 instructor to 1 student. And we are completely customizing the curriculum for every single individual, what pertains to their interests, and of course, their learning style. We know everybody learns differently, everybody thinks differently, everybody has different abilities. And I tell my own children, that's what makes the world go round, right? It'd be a pretty boring place if everybody was the same. And again, we do get the question quite often. You say all ages, Brett, so what do you mean? I usually find in all the years that I've been doing this, 6 years old is the youngest. I find they're engaged, they're on task. And I don't know, 100 years old, 200 years old, we don't discriminate. So anyone at all.
Great.
Again, my name is Brett Winters. I'm the Director of Enrollment Services. I am so grateful to hold the position that I do with this company. I am super passionate about what we do. And it's our students. They're the ones that drive me. They're the ones that give me that passion to continue to spread the word about Game U and to be a resource. And we have over 1,200 students in our program. California, we just started not too long ago, and now we have 60 active students. And again, thank you to everyone here on this call. We really don't advertise much. We'll conduct presentations like we are here today. We'll go to fairs, but it's truly everybody in the community that has helped us spread the word about it. And I do a lot of bragging about my students, and I will tell you 1,200 students. So yeah, I'm proud to say I am doing a lot of bragging, and, and they deserve it. They are capable, they have the abilities, And all we need to do is introduce the technology to them and let them make that decision. Is this something that they would like to partake in? Our team and a little bit about how GameU was started. So Mike Kawas is the founder of the company. Mike is super impressive. He has the same passion that I do and that everybody else in our company does for GameU and our program and our students. Maybe some of you have heard of LucasArts or George Lucas, Star Wars. Mike was an integral part of many gaming company, many video games that were put out, and worked for a lot of video game companies. And his last foray was for LucasArts and George Lucas, and he was an integral part as the art director in creating the Star Wars franchise. And Mike is he's from New Jersey. He was living out on the West Coast, and he wanted to come back to the East Coast, and he still knew that he wanted to be involved in the gaming industry in some capacity. And Mike has 2 children. Before he knew it, his children's friends were coming over and they're like, your dad's the coolest, man. He makes video games. And then their parents would come over and they would say, hey, Mike, I'm a little embarrassed to say, but I'm interested in video games. I'm an artist. I'd like to learn digital art. Light bulb goes off and Mike says, you know what? I have an idea here. I'm going to create a company that's going to teach individuals, all ages, all abilities, how to make their own video games, their own digital art. And so 10 years ago today, it was started. And as I said, we have over 1,200 students in our program who are amazing, who are talented, and they are taught by instructors who, again, share that same passion. Our instructors are experts in their field. They've graduated with degrees in game design. And I often tease them, I say, when you graduate, did you ever think you'd become an educator? You know, and they say, Fred, I never thought this existed. I never thought this was an opportunity. And so we have over 100 instructors now teaching our students. And, you know, they all have the technical ability. I see their resumes, the technical skills are outstanding. But the most important thing is that they are kind, they are caring, and they are patient. That is the way that our students will be successful and benefit from our program. So as I mentioned, yeah, all abilities, right? Everybody learns differently, thinks differently, has different abilities, and we are there to support each individual and their learning needs. Our program is designed, you know, to, like I said before, instead of playing video games, to truly learn viable skills, right? STEAM learning, science, technology, engineering, art, and math skills, and real life skills. For instance, if you're coding, you're learning to code, that is very much critical thinking, right? If this, then that occurs. If I make this decision, this is the outcome, right? So that could pertain to real life. Make this decision, this is the outcome, positive or negative, let's hope it's positive. And it's the same thing in gaming, right? As you're coding, it may not come out right, you know, the first time or the second time, maybe even the third time. And that's a really great experience for an individual to have, to understand that not everything comes out right the first time. And I have to go back and redo it and rethink it. Social integration, super important. As I mentioned, we teach in a one-to-one live online setting. So it's one instructor to one student. But the component to have socialization involved is super important. So we have our different workshops where all of our students that are enrolled could come on together and they could interact with each other, engage with each other, and learn new skills. Maybe they didn't know they were interested in video editing, character design, modding nights. And we also have gaming nights where they could interact with each other, as well as what we call our collabs. Our students, you know, they're working on their projects. Each class is project-based. And so they're working on their projects, and there's a set curriculum for them, and we encourage them to finish their project. And so, you know, as they're working on their projects, we have these collabs where an instructor will take some of their students with another instructor and their students and bring them into a Zoom room, and they will talk about their projects they're working on. They'll be engaged with each other with like-minded peers, asking questions. And I have to tell you, I pop into these collabs as many times as I can, because I've seen students who, you know, maybe when they first join our program, they're a little intimidated or they're shy or they don't have that self-confidence. And then I see, you know, a month, 2 months later, I'm like, is that the same individual that I enrolled? They're exuding this self-confidence and they're so proud of their work. And to see the interaction with the students, it's really just an amazing thing to see. And also along those skills that we're teaching, fine motor skills, right? Using a mouse or a sketch pad or a keyboard not only, you're learning technical skills, but again, it can help with fine motor skills. As I mentioned, our instructors, they are kind, they're caring, they're patient. They are also trained. We give monthly trainings with 2 behavioral therapists that have been with us from the very beginning. So our instructors are trained in behavioral supports. And I will not, I'm not going to say they're behavioral therapists, but at least they have the tools and understanding to work with our student population. That's really important. And the 2 behavioral therapists, Elise and Julie, who train our instructors, are there as a resource for us, right? Our instructors can go to them and say, I have a student that's not engaged or not on task. Do you have any suggestions? So, we want our instructors to have the tools to succeed, just like our students. Flexible scheduling, 7 days a week, usually 9 a.m. To about 5 p.m. And again, each curriculum, because we're teaching one-to-one, is adapted for each student, what their interests are and their learning style. And I mentioned those community events as well. The socialization is a huge, again, component of what we do. So some of the skills learned at Game U, I mentioned a couple of them, right? Game design, coding and programming, creative writing. Every good video game needs a good storyline. Animation, 3D modeling, digital art. If someone's into music and they want to learn how to edit their music, sound design, Microsoft Office, Excel, PowerPoint, Word. We even help people with LinkedIn profiles. And really one of the cool things about the program, amongst many others, is that all the software that we use to teach our students is not proprietary to Game U. We don't own it. So it's used out in the real world, in the gaming world, other industries. In fact, 3D modeling, for instance, there's a software called Blender that we utilize to teach our students. And I just learned this recently. When you get furniture from IKEA and you got a million parts, and I'm like, I can't put this together. And then hours later, I finally put it together. It's missing a part. IKEA now, they're using Blender. They'll make that part, 3D print it, and send it to you. So it's a really great thing to see that we're now seeing this in other industries. So the skills that we're teaching. Program goals and activities. Everyone has different goals, right? Some come to our class because they want to enjoy themselves, right? They want to be in a fun learning environment, which is what we provide. They want to learn new skills. They want to learn how to make their own video game. They want to learn how to make their own digital art. Someone has an engineering mind and they like to build with Legos and models. Well, a lot of times there's a correlation between that and 3D modeling. So again, we're teaching STEAM concepts. We're introducing science, technology, engineering, art, and math skills. We want our students to take their projects and learn how to take those challenges that they'll have with these projects and make it become their own, make it become reality. And that, wow, look what I did, that moment of, wow, look what I accomplished. Increased critical thinking, I mentioned that before. The community inclusion, very important. They get to work with like-minded peers. For parents out there, anytime they're with Game U, they are in a safe online environment, right? That's really important these days. In this world, there's a lot going on online. And again, a father myself, I understand when they're with Game U, they're being productive, they're safe. We are supervising them. So, again, that's really important. And the social events, as I mentioned. We are a community class, right? Students of all ages and all abilities, open to the general public as well. And again, our students are truly learning viable skills in a fun and engaging environment. Our classes, the rate is $95 an hour, and there is no pressure. And what I mean by that is if a student would like to take 1 hour a week, I think that's wonderful, right? Go out there in the community, experience other programs. That's what we're about. And the classes are the same day, same time, same instructor every week. So we've had students with us for years, and their instructors, as I mentioned, they have other experience in the gaming industry and other industries where they maybe have used digital art. And so they become mentors to our students, and they build up a really beautiful relationship with them. So again, our instructors have been with us for years. It's a career for them. And we do accept specialized funding. Anyone who has SDP. We are also vendored through Alta. Thank you, Alta. So anyone with traditional services as well. And anyone that's interested, We give them the opportunity to have a free intro class. I used to say trial, and it still says trial. And then I had a couple of my students say, "Brett, is this a test?" I'm like, "No, it's not a test. Don't worry. It's for you to come and enjoy." And my team, myself, will speak with the individual or the family. We see what they're interested in. We help set up their computer for free, right? We make sure we install free software, make sure it's running well so that they can take the intro class. And the intro class is taught one-to-one, just like our regular classes. It's 1 hour. And we introduce a few different aspects of game design. We see what do they gravitate towards, right? And then we create that customized curriculum for every single individual. And by the way, even if they wanted to take more than 1 hour, they can take 2 hours, 3 hours, and it doesn't always have to be back to back. I just want to let you know that it can be 1 hour one day, 1 hour another day, but again, week to week, always the same day, same time, same instructor. Okay, so I've told you about our students, how amazing they are, their abilities. I'll stop talking now, and the proof is here. These are projects from our students, so please enjoy. Right. Was that Jordan? You said one more time? Really, you enjoyed it that? You enjoyed it that much?
Well,
One more
not only
time?
your music's great, but what a great display, right? Of all the different things that have been created.
Yeah. Yeah, they are super creative and super talented. Yeah, and you can see even on the bottom when it was playing, it mentioned Blender and Unity. So those are all software that the students are learning to use. Okay. Testimonials. Again, I am so grateful for the community. And, you know, as I mentioned earlier, 1,200 students, over 60 students now in California. We've been here a short period of time in California that we've offered our program. And everyone has been, the reception has just been amazing. And the support has been amazing. And so again, thank you to everyone here. These testimonials really mean a lot to us. And it just shows that it's a testament to our students, right? We're doing something right, even if they're beginners or they're artists and they say, "Oh, I think I'd like to learn how to make a video game. I've never done this." Please, I encourage everyone, the intro class, or they're not a gamer, they're an artist. And, you know, I like to share a little story that I have. And it was one where it was a student of ours, and the mother came, you know, she contacted me and she said, "You know, Brett, my son is a gamer. I see him all the time. He's playing games. He doesn't really communicate with me. He's verbal, but he just doesn't communicate with me." And he enrolled in our program, started in the program, and I spoke to the mom maybe a month or two later, and she said, "Brett, it's amazing. He's communicating with me. I have no idea what he's talking about because he's talking coding and programming. I have no idea. But the fact is, he's expressing to me his enjoyment of the program and what he's learning. And I have to tell you, that sticks with me every day. And again, it's our students, and that's where my passion is, and I just see it, and I see it makes a difference in their lives and their families, and so again, we truly appreciate it. It's the support that we get. My name is Brett Winters. Thank you so much. Game U. If anyone's interested, I highly encourage you. You can contact us 516-265-7555. And if you haven't caught on by now, yes, I'm a New Yorker. My accent, I give it away. I'm a Brooklyn guy. I give it away all the time. I've been picked on a few times now. I've contacted people in
We
California.
won't do that to you. We won't.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Or you can email us, accinfo@game-u.com. And I'll drop our brochure in the chat. And I'm happy to take any questions that anyone may have.
Great. Yeah, I do see, for folks, if you have a question, feel free to just kind of unmute yourself and ask. I do want to let folks know that Alasia is the community services specialist assigned to Game U, brought you on as a vendor, right? So if internal staff also have questions, they can reach out to Alasia as well. And I see that Alina has a question. Go ahead.
Yeah, my name is Elena. I'm so sorry, my camera doesn't work. I don't know what happened, but I am intern and I am like a student at Sacramento State University. My major is is social worker, a master of the social worker, and I am intern in the Alta California Regional Center at Roseville. My question is, it's only for clients, this program, Game U, or for anyone? Because I'm curious, because my child is 5 years old and I see like he's very like creative about games, and I'm so curious if he is able to go to this program.
Yeah, so the program is open to anyone in the community, right?
Okay.
All ages, all abilities. And if your son is interested, I would be happy, again, to coordinate a free intro class for him. And we can see, is this something that he would enjoy?
Can you please repeat what is location for class?
So we are completely virtual, right? Like we're here today doing via Zoom. We're conducting this meeting.
Okay.
We teach via Zoom, but it's taught in an environment that is one instructor to one student.
Okay, I understand. Okay.
That's our teaching platform. And then we do have, for anyone that's enrolled, as I mentioned, completely free. So any student that is enrolled, those social opportunities, our workshops, our game nights, our collabs, those are all completely free. So there's no extra cost for any of that. And they can be enrolled for 1 hour a week or more. It's good. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Elena. I appreciate the question.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see if we have anything else. And this was just a great presentation, Brett. Thank you so much. You've got great energy.
Thank you,
great stories, right? To hold on to. It's super creative, and the fact that it can be video games or art, right? Like there's just such a wide variety of different things that you can work on with the individuals that participate in your program. So that I really appreciate this. Really enjoyed your presentation.
Thank you. I truly believe that there's an area of interest for everyone. You know, and if there's something that we're not aware of, we just got it, I don't know, about a year ago, where a family came to us and said, my child is interested in geography and maps and all these things. And I'm a little embarrassed to say, I didn't know what it was. It's called cartography. Like quick Google. So we hired a cartography teacher, and now the student's with us and they're working on cartography digitally.
Excellent.
So again, we're always open to that. We're always open to any tech devices that anyone may need, right? And we'll certainly pay for it. We'll provide if that's going to benefit our students.
Oh, okay, great.
And that goes along with if a student has an assistant or an aide with them, you know, or even a sibling. If it's going to benefit that student, that's what we're all about. Their enjoyment and their benefits from the program.
Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And I know that you gave your information on the slide, but if you want to just drop it in the chat for folks too, Brett, I think that would be great. And then I know that we'll move on to our next agenda item.
Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you so much, Brett. Really enjoyed your presentation. So we are going to have Michelle share some updates about rate reform and the SDP internship, and I think the service provider directory, right, Michelle?
Yeah,
Okay, perfect.
that's a tough act to follow.
I know, right?
Very nostalgic, reminded me of being 9 years old playing Mario 3. So thank you for sharing that. And we'll, yeah, so I wanted to just share with the team, give me 1 second, make sure that I have the correct one up. Are you seeing the presentation, Jordan?
We sure are.
Okay, so I did show us at PAC, so this is going to be kind of a refresher, a reminder. I shared that yesterday, and we have talked about this a little bit in our Coffee with Community Services, but I just wanted to kind of go over some updates with you. This report is fully linkable, so everything that we talk about have links. We'll make sure that Christine Hobbs, one of our vendor coordinators, gets this information out to you guys. And it's not, oh, there we go. Okay. You see in the second slide, it wasn't working there for a minute, Jordan. Okay, perfect.
Yeah, we are. Thank you.
So just a few updates on rate reform. As you all know, the first set of directives was released on the 19th of September to provide an overview of implementation. That information was for January 2025 rate reform implementation and just how that's going to be released. So we are getting word that these are going to be coming out in a series of directives over the next couple months. Once we're able to review those, we will be setting up vendor forums to be able to support you guys with any questions and what that looks like as far as the process moving forward. The first general rate reform overview training was held September 26th. It was a really good training. We had one of the individuals from the Burns and Associates team come in and start all the way from the beginning and kind of the beginning of this process and where we are right now. There is another webinar training that is scheduled for October 16th at 3 o'clock. So the department has not released the registration for that yet, but that should be coming soon. I'll be sure to share that with you guys. Also, the previous recording for the training that was held on the 26th of September is on the rate reform website, and you just have to go under meetings to find that. So this will be this is a link to stay up to date on any of the upcoming rate information, trainings, general updates, and those kind of things. So I have that there for you guys. Next, we'll move on to the Quality Incentive Program. So the Quality Incentive Directive was released September 23rd, which outlines the step that providers need to take in order to earn the quality incentive portion of the rate reform. So for the rate for January 1st of 2025 through June 30th, 2026. So we're at the next step. I know you guys have heard me give a couple dates, right? The beginning of October and the 16th. We are now hearing that DDS is finalizing doing their final testing, and service providers will receive an individual email. Here's the email that you should be keeping an eye out for the week of the 21st. So keep an eye out for that email. They should be sending you an individualized email where you will go on and, excuse me, register your company, update and confirm everything. And so they're looking for contact information, address, and local human points of contact to confirm there. Once completed, the service providers will be able, so once you guys go ahead and complete that confirmation and confirm all of that, you'll be able to export a confirmation of completion for your records. And I recommend doing that because service providers that submit requested information by November 8th are eligible for the one lump sum payment that is being offered. The one lump sum payment amounts are established by the number of vendors, and we kind of talked about this last time. Here's the table that'll break down how those incentives are paid out, the max amount and per vendor number, what that looks like. Upon verifying completion, both steps 1 and 2 in the accordance with the timelines, the department will let the regional centers know that a one-time lump sum incentive payment is due to providers. So the first step we've already done, right? That's gathering, working with the company that was contracted with the department to pull all that information together. A lot of you received some Excel forms that you updated. That was step 1. We're now in step 2, where the provider directory will go live and you guys will go on and confirm and update your information. So the way that is going to happen for the one lump sum, so the regional centers will complete. So once the department lets us know that your service number and as the provider have completed steps 1 and 2, they will let us know. We will in turn do an additional review just to confirm all information, and we will issue a contract authorization with the subcode PD1. So as far as the rate implementation, so that incentive payment, that 10% of the rate, which is standard, it adjusts depending on each individual provider and their current rate, but on standard, it's the 10% of the rate. We will also be told by the department that you guys have completed steps 1 and 2, and they will let us know that we're able to submit the rate increase to the 100% of the new rate model. And again, down here, you guys will have this clickable link to any updates or any questions or anything like that, you guys can go to this link. All right, provider directory, like I said, the week of October 21st. Keep an eye out for that email. They are recommending that if you are a current vendor and you have not received any information or any contact from the provider directory and their team, to please go on this link right here and connect with them. To let them know that, so we can make sure that you guys are part of the provider directory so you guys can access the incentive payments. Keep in mind, as we do this, as you guys are completing these, keep an eye out for your specialist email. They will be coming to you with any kind of changes that you guys project on, you guys go ahead and update in the system. So we talked about in the past, right, insignificant changes, email, phone number, a point of contact, that the DDS system will automatically approve. But the major changes, right, a licensed facility that changed address and those kind of things will require some work on the regional center in collaboration with you to update program designs, update licensing, and those kind of things. So please keep an eye out for those emails and connect as soon as possible as you get those. And then we do also have a new flyer that we generated for any new service providers. So anyone that's going through the vendorization process and they are finalizing that, we are giving this flyer. Thank you, Carly, for creating this for us. So this is just the what and why and how to get on that provider directory for any new providers. So we just want to give you a visual of that. And here is our contact information for you guys. So department's contact for the rate reform incentive and provider directory, and also Alta Regional. So if you guys have any questions on that, my team is there supporting, and we will do our best to get the most up-to-date information that we have. And we will go over the direct service professional DSP internship. So here's the flyer from DDS. If you guys can see, hopefully you can scan this QR code to learn more. So the DSP internship is a program that's paid for 3 months on the job training. It's a program that provides individualized entry-level training, practical work experience for individuals. And after the DSP interns are hired, if they are hired, there is an additional 6-month and 12-month continuous employment incentive payments that providers can take advantage of if the DSP is hired on. And right here is just kind of some benefits to you, no cost to providers, free training. They do the background checks, the TB testing, the health screening. Workers' comp is also included. All's Well is the company that is contracted with the department to work with you guys. So they take care of that as well, flexible work schedules, and some others. So we'll go on to DSP internship eligibility. So for DSP interns, they must be 18 years or older, have a high school diploma or a GED equivalency or a certificate of completion, a valid government issued ID, pass a background check, required health screenings, and be able to execute and abide by the DSP internship agreement with All's Well. And then for service providers, they must be in good standing with the regional center, not subject to any sanctions while participating in this program. They must also execute and abide by the provider agreement, have a qualified DSP employee willing to mentor and supervise at all times the entry-level DSP, and provide the DSP intern with orientation and task-oriented trainings. So a little update to this. I actually, Raven and I met with All's Well and DDS right before this meeting. They did let us know there was a question yesterday regarding PAC and allowing DSP interns to do admin. The goal is for them to support with DSP work, right? Direct support for our clients. However, they do recognize that there is some admin, there is some learning there as well. So they do accept and they are willing to move forward with that internship if we're looking at some admin, as long as it doesn't have to be 100% direct support. So moving forward, we'll make sure to share that with everybody. That if you're interested, let us know. Please reach out to us and I'll kind of go over that process really quickly. So here are the steps for the DSP internship. So the first step is reaching out to us and letting us know you're interested. And here's the contact, the DSP internship at altaregional.org. Send us an email, let us know you're interested, and we will send you a form, which I'll show over here in a minute. once we get that information and you guys complete the form, we will go on to the link. The link is not live at this time, but it should be next week. And we will let them know, let the department and Allswell know that you guys are interested. They will connect with you directly, survey your program needs, talk to you, and you guys will work together on a DSP provider agreement and also placement of an intern. And then it just kind of goes that they will collaborate with you guys on feedback and that process. So they did let us know for our catchment area, they have 4 qualified, already screened, completed interns that are waiting. So if you guys are interested, that could be something that could, it could work pretty quickly if you guys are open to that. And this is the form that Raven and my team will be sending you out if you do in email. And it's just a quick form for you to fill out for us so we can track and provide to the department. Again, it's 1 vendor number per form. So we're not able to include all of those, as a lot of programs are different. They're going to be different connections with Allswell and talking about the programs. And that's all I have for you guys. Are there any questions that I can answer for you?
It's so nice too that there's so many steps in that, but it was very nicely simplified for people. So that PowerPoint, I think, is a great resource. I know we were going to be sharing it with our provider advisory committee. Do we know if that will be shared at all, Michelle, or posted on our website, or it's kind of more of a coffee?
I have shared it with our provider advisory committee, and I will ask Christine to please, I'm going to send it to her and have her send it out to all providers.
Oh, that'd be great. That'd be great.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. So we have some other agenda items. I know we're getting close to 12, but I do want to go ahead and pass it to Hubert, our emergency coordinator. Him and Michael had a great outreach opportunity. I think it's with Sapphire, State Council on Developmental Disability, and American Red Cross. So we're going to have him share about that event that him and Michael participated in and the video they created.
Cool. Thanks, Jordan. Yeah, just a simple reminder that this week was actually Fire Prevention Week for 2024, with an emphasis on smoke alarms and accessible and customizable smoke alarms. So with that being said, can everyone see my screen? Cool. I will play a video that we have collaborated with different local agencies regarding that.
And we're not. We're not quite hearing the audio.
Oh, no one could hear the audio. Okay.
It's kind of in and out. I don't know if you can turn it up.
Okay, let me try.
Or if it was just the video was maybe a little slow. I couldn't tell.
Let's try this. I'll try. Here.
I think when you share the video, you have to share your audio.
Oh. Let's try this.
Yeah. We'll give you just a second.
Got.
We can hear it.
You know, in honor of Fire Prevention Week, it's very important that people with disabilities, people with all conditions, physical and mental health related conditions, especially those with intellectual and developmental disabilities, to really make an emergency plan, to be okay during an emergency, and make a plan with the people in your life who could assist you in an emergency.
Have smoke alarms on every level of your house, inside bedrooms and outside sleeping areas.
Be sure to test your smoke alarms once a month and to change the batteries twice a year.
So know your surroundings and plan your escape around your abilities.
If you are deaf or hard of hearing, use smoke alarms with vibrating pads, flashing lights, or strobe lights. These accessories start when your alarm sounds. Remember, only working smoke alarms can save your life.
If you have someone in your life who assists you, tell them the help you might need in an emergency. You can also reach out to the California State Council on Developmental Disabilities. We're here to help.
Okay.
Thank you, Hubert.
Yeah, yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, just a simple reminder, just to test your smoke alarms regularly. Test them every month and then change the batteries out every 6 months. And for you or anyone that you know or work with, is deaf, hard of hearing, or have any mobility impairments, just be sure to explore installing specialized smoke alarms with flashing lights, bed shakers, or lower frequency sound alerts. In the chat, I'll post kind of like a link to Sac Metro Fire's website so that you can follow their socials, as they do provide, updated information about local fires happening here in Sacramento surrounding counties. So that's all I got for you guys. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you sharing that. I like that video. The beeping at the end too, right? We all know that sound when we're in need of making sure our house is safe and those batteries are replaced. Michelle Johnson is going to let us know about an upcoming training for supported decision making. So I'll pass it over to Michelle.
Yes, good morning, everybody. Wanted to just share a quick announcement that we have supported decision making for our community coming up on October the 15th from 1 to 2:30. But it's Zoom, and the link is on our website, as well as the registration link. So supported decision making is a process that individuals with disabilities can implement to select a supporter to help them make decisions in life areas. And so again, we are providing training. We've already trained our staff. We have last month we offered a training to clients and families, and now this is training is for the community. So
Michelle, can I interrupt you? It's Camelia. Just someone put in the chat that they're having some sound feedback. I am as well, but I was just going to, I am not by any means knowledgeable in IT stuff, but I just turned up my volume to be able to hear you better. The feedback is still there on my end, but to the person who put that in the chat, that was my immediate resolve. Anybody who has more of an offering to suggest, I appreciate that.
Yeah, I don't.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, say something else.
Test 1 2, test 1 2.
I'm not hearing the feedback. Very good.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Thank you, Camelia.
Yeah, thank you, Camelia. So Robin Black is our legal services manager, and she will be presenting this training. I'll put the link in the chat that you can register. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Michelle. And like she mentioned, that is on our events calendar on our website, should you want to look at more information about that. We have 2 upcoming vendor forums that are going to be with Helen's unit. So I know that Beverly, if you can share about the behavior supports services.
Yes, hello everyone. So we do have a behavior services vendor forum coming up. The topic will be the rate reform. This will be on Wednesday, October 30th from 1 to 2:30, and this will be via Zoom. The link will be provided, and we will have this up on the calendar on our ACRC website.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Beverly. And then Jessica, I think we also have an EI one coming up if you want to let folks know about that.
Hello, everyone. Yes, we will be having a early start vendor forum on October 24th from 1 to 2 p.m. And we will be talking about the rate reform. And the link will be on the ACRC website, and I also sent it out to all the early start providers.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Couple of fun things. I know we're almost out of our time, but let me share my screen. We have some vendors that are going to be doing a few fun Halloween family type activities. So I want to share that information with you guys. Are you guys seeing my screen okay? Yeah, some thumbs up. You guys seeing it okay?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. So UCP of Sacramento in Northern California is going to have their trick or treat at the Museum of Science and Curiosity. It is going to be Sunday, October 27th. It is completely ADA accessible. Children and adults are invited to spend a special morning at the Museum of Science and Curiosity, starting before the public hours. There'll be a drop-in to explore the wonders of the museum while enjoying the Halloween spirit. So if you guys are interested in coming out, there'll be games and there'll be treats. And the time is from 9 to noon. It's for all ages. There is a cost to participate, and there is also an option. So it's 20 just for a participant, 20 for an adult or a parent or a guardian, and then 35 if you're wanting to have the participant drop off, right, without a parent. So, and Eric, I think you're on here. If there's anything else I missed, we just wanted to give a shout out for this fun event for clients and families. You might be gone. Okay. And then also, are you guys now seeing the ACET 2? Yes. Okay, great. So also Easter seals. This is going to be one for families out in the Yuba, or, you know, people who want to travel out that way. The ACET 3, I apologize, haunted house is going to be in Yuba City. That is going to be on October 28th through the 30th from 10:30 to noon. And also the evenings from the 26th to the 31st, sorry guys, from 6 to 9. So this is a $5 admission. It's family friendly. If you have any questions, you can call that number, which is, I'll share that for just a second. But this is with ACET 2. And so that, folks, is it. You know, if you're interested in finding more about the events that might be happening throughout October, please visit our website at altaregional.org and check out our events calendar. We will be back next Friday for more fun with Coffee with Community Services. John Decker will be back. And I hope you all have a lovely weekend. For those of you guys that have Monday off for Indigenous Peoples Day, I hope you have a great long weekend. And thank you all so much for coming. Bye-bye.